The things that are most important to me as we approach the election is obviously hospitals, appointments, and I think aftercare, for the elderly. And obviously I think it's really important for the youth to be able to get on property. And that's it really. I think, if we can help the youth with jobs and housing and the elderly with care, I'd be happy with that.
Well, we both work in healthcare, so it's kind of...
Healthcare's our main concern.
That's all we care about.
I think I'm more concerned about the national issues, such as the national health, obviously, and I think the education system, the buildings, state of the buildings, very poor curriculum, children so disaffected with going to school. So those are my concerns rather than local, really.
Education's always at the forefront of my mind, as well as the NHS as well. The NHS needs a lot of attention as it stands. And I think defence as well is an important aspect of our society, especially considering the times we live in.
The most important issues are the standard of healthcare and the crowding on the roads. It's very difficult to drive around for everybody. So more public transport and help with things. If there aren't trams in the area, makes it very difficult for people. And equally the standard of healthcare. We've become a poorer country over the last decade, I'm afraid. So the standard of healthcare is struggling, especially with more older people like myself. And the people in power have often got very expensive private healthcare in London, costing hundreds of thousands of pounds, so they're not bothered. But what about the rest of us?
So I think mostly national, so it would be the NHS, the cost of living, and also maybe like the Gaza war, Israel war.
Well, I mean, I think for me, being a student, it's probably going to be student fees and things like that. Then like public transport and those kind of things. So less so, other things about like taxes and stuff like that. But for me personally, it's student-related policies.
I think that people don't really seem to take the job seriously anymore, and I think the very least that you ask for, you may not have voted for someone, but I think it's about you feeling like they're going to do the job right to the best of their ability.
I think giving everyone the same opportunity is always important. Obviously, some people are less fortunate to not have those same opportunities as like some people who are more fortunate than others.
I think the big issue for most people, myself included, is healthcare. The NHS, we are very, very lucky that we have decent schools here, but that isn't the case everywhere, and of course it should be the case everywhere.
I'd say quiet. I've not really heard a lot about him compared to other Conservative Prime Ministers.
One word, try it.
Hopeless.
I mean, he seems to have a goal. He seems to be, doing the best he can. He's had a lot thrown at him. He's had a lot in regards to, COVID, different disputes over pay with different, the railways. And I think he's pretty much handled it as best he could, really.
Hopeless.
I think he's interested in being able to say that he's been Prime Minister, and I think he probably wants to win an election to say that the people have chosen him. I think he's definitely got interests of obviously kind of like more power and status. I mean, obviously, if you look at his background, I think that's stuff that's probably very important to him. But yeah, I mean, you try and put yourself in the shoes, don't you? But you don't know 100%. I think it's more that certainty that it's not for the right reasons, rather than knowing exactly what the true motivations are, and that's probably the problem I'd find with him. I think.
Hot air.
Okay. Promising.
Okay. I would say change. I think it'd be a good change. Okay.
He makes a lot of good promises, but unfortunately we haven't really seen him in action. Whereas the others, we've had to deal with it. So I'm sort of like this at the minute.
I am a Labour voter, but I'm not hugely impressed by him. It's not really clear what he stands for.
Maybe indecisive.
It's basically in both parties. It helps a lot, it gives us options as well.